Hey, what's going on, everybody? It is yours truly, TJ Jones, and welcome to another edition of the State of the Game, as well as the State of the Saints podcast. And thank you very much for tuning in. We got some breaking news here on the State of the Game and Saints podcast. We have Matthew Stafford getting traded from the Detroit Lions. He is headed to Los Angeles to be the new quarterback of the Los Angeles Rams. And that means that, the Detroit Lions and the Los Angeles Rams have to make one heck of a deal in order for the Rams to acquire Matthew Stafford. In return, the Detroit Lions will receive quarterback Jared Goff. They will also receive this year's third round pick from the Los Angeles Rams. And in next year's draft, the Detroit Lions will receive from the Los Angeles Rams a first round pick in 2022 and a first round pick in 2023. So this was a blockbuster trade. A lot of shock going on around the NFL world, especially since you can say, honestly, this season isn't really over. I mean, it's over for 30 other teams, but nevertheless, it's still the 2021 NFL season. So the thing about it is, I can honestly say that the Los Angeles Rams really believe that they're a quarterback away from going to the Super Bowl. I mean, they must really truly believe that they are a quarterback away in order for them to get over the hump. And this speaks volumes about what they thought about Jared Goff. Maybe they just felt like Jared Goff was not the answer, and they feel like Matthew Stafford is, because to me, the Detroit Lions kind of finessed the Los Angeles Rams in this trade. I mean, because I look at it this way, you gave up all this for a 33-year-old quarterback. And I get it. You know what I'm saying? I understand that it's a win now league. It's about results. And you don't know how long you're going to be able to have that Rams team together before guys really want blockbuster deals themselves. But for you to give up everything like that in order for you to get Matthew Stafford, you really got to believe that you're just a quarterback away. Like, you're just a quarterback away from you going to the Super Bowl. So, but I will say, I'm a big fan of Matthew Stafford, and I'm happy for him. This is an opportunity for Matthew Stafford to finally put his name among the upper echelon of quarterbacks. So Matthew Stafford has always been one of those quarterbacks that has been really good, but nobody really pays attention to it because he was out of Detroit. He was putting up gaudy numbers, but they wasn't winning any games. So this is an opportunity for him to go to Los Angeles, to go and be alongside an innovative offensive mind in Sean McVay. And you can see his career kind of take off. He has weapons around him where he can succeed. He can throw the ball down the field. He can make really good decisions. And you also have a defense you can lean on, a defense that was number one in the league for quite some time. So the Los Angeles Rams are really betting the house on Matthew Stafford. And a part of me really just don't understand why you would jeopardize your future for that. But if you're a Detroit Lions fan, you have to be really happy. I mean, you get Jared Goff in return, who is not a slouch, a guy that can be a solid quarterback for you. I think that, this has to be depressive for Jared Goff. The fact that you went to Cal Berkeley, what I'm saying, you graduated from there. You were the first pick overall by the Rams, and you get to play in your own backyard, and now you leave the beauty and the wonderment of Los Angeles and you head to Detroit. No disrespect to Detroit out there. No disrespect to the people that's listening and watching in Detroit. But I mean, you have to agree that Los Angeles and Detroit is like night and day. But I think that Jared Goff can do some things. This could be an opportunity where he can, prove the naysayers wrong himself. This is a guy who clearly the organization gave up on him, sent him out here to Detroit. So maybe he can kind of get himself together. Maybe the fact that you're not in such a big media market, it can kind of get you to settle down and relax a tad bit and, get you back on track, because I don't know what happened with Jared Goff. It was like he was playing really well, and then all of a sudden he just kind of fell off. And I don't really count those playoff games because he wasn't really supposed to play. Warford, the guy that was supposed to be the starting quarterback going into the playoffs for the Rams, ended up getting knocked out by Jamal Adams. And Jared Goff, who was about a few days removed from thumb surgery on his throwing hand, had to go out there and try to pick up the pieces. But, you know, I mean, it is what it is. Both teams, get, I guess, what they want in return. Detroit has something they can actually build on, with the right GM, with the right front office. Hopefully they can turn that into something that can be beneficial to them and help them make them a formidable opponent, you know what I'm saying, in the NFC as well as the NFC North. So as far as what this means for New Orleans Saints fans, I think it's pretty clear, the fact that the Saints were nowhere in the vicinity, you know what I'm saying, nowhere in the vicinity of even talking about Matthew Stafford. I think we as fans made this a bigger deal than what it actually was to the Saints organization. This was fantasy booking. This was a fantasy football at its best. Look, I know some Saints fans out there don't want to hear this, and I said this morning on social media. I posted this. Look, the fact of the matter is this. Jameis Winston is the future of the New Orleans Saints. Everything else that you're talking about, that I'm talking about, bringing Aaron Rodgers in, bringing Matthew Stafford in, bringing Cam Newton in, Taysom Hill. Look, Jameis Winston is the future of this franchise. If you don't believe me, go and check out some of the interviews that Sean Payton has put out there. Go look and see when somebody mentions Jameis Winston's name, how say his attitude starts to perk up, the enthusiasm in his voice when he's talking about Jameis Winston. Look, you're going to have to face facts that Jameis Winston is going to be the guy in the future. Jameis Winston is the guy that the New Orleans Saints seen, and they know that he has all the tools. And for you to think that Taysom Hill is the future of the New Orleans Saints over Jameis Winston, you're sadly mistaken. I think that Sean Payton likes Taysom Hill. I think he respects Taysom Hill. I think he understands what Taysom Hill brings to the table. But for all these people out here that think that Taysom Hill is just the answer and saying, all he had was 3 starts, look, Taysom Hill is a formidable quarterback. Taysom Hill can win you a couple of games when your starting quarterback is down, which is pretty obvious. But game in, game out, year in, year out, Taysom Hill is not going to take you where you need to be. I don't know how many times y'all going to have to see this guy line up the offense in the wrong formation. I don't know how many times y'all going to see these guys, wide receivers, being frustrated at his decision-making. I don't know how many times y'all going to, see this guy lose the ball when it comes to ball security. The dude is a decent quarterback, but for you to think that Taysom Hill is the future of the Saints franchise, all I have to say is, what weed are you smoking? What crack are you sniffing? I really just don't understand it. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not trying to be facetious here. It's just a fact. I mean, even Sean Payton, like I said, in press conferences, we hear what we want to hear. We hear what we want to hear in the Who Dat Nation. We want Taysom Hill to work so bad because we like the dynamic of Taysom Hill. Oh, he's fast. Okay, you know what I'm saying? That's cool. He can run people over. He can use the truck stick. That's cool. But what about your decision making, man? What about you reading your progression? What about you putting the ball through tight windows? You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. Like, let's just be serious about this. I'm not trying to have no experiment going on in New Orleans here. I'm not. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to have a guy that you just wish and hope and pray that can become a starting quarterback because you cheer for him and you want him to succeed so badly. Knock it off. Okay, Jameis Winston is the guy. Okay, Jameis Winston didn't get a fair shake in Tampa. This guy had coach after coach, coordinator after coordinator. He had no running game. He had no offensive line. He had a okay defense, okay? But he wasn't out here setting the world on fire, okay? He wasn't setting the world on fire because he didn't have things around him. And now he comes to a team that's with an offensive-minded coach that is not going to force him to be something that he's not, like Bruce Arians did or like Dirk Carter did. He can see the vision, okay? He can see the vision for Jameis Winston, and he's going to allow Jameis Winston to do the things that he's good at, and he's going to put people around him. That's just the way that I see it. Taysom Hill, look, you can point to those 3-1 games, but let's go ahead and address the games themselves. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of those plays that were made by Taysom, it was better plays by the people that were out there, right? For example, okay, the play that he threw the ball down the field versus the Falcons, that was more of what Emmanuel Sanders did, more so than what Taysom Hill did. Emmanuel Sanders had to run back to the football and catch the football in order for him You know what I'm saying? For there to be a big play. I like I said, I like Taysom Hill a lot, but Taysom Hill has to understand, has to come to grips that if he's going to continue to play in the National Football League, he is going to have to be that Swiss Army knife. You know what I'm saying? And if I would Taysom Hill, I wouldn't be trying to run and go to another team. I mean, this is the best opportunity Taysom Hill is going to have. Any other team that you go to, for the exception if you go to Kansas City, exception if you go to maybe San Francisco, or maybe if you go to Los Angeles, you're not going to get opportunities game after game like he has. With the New Orleans Saints, you know for a fact you're going to be scripted in maybe 10, 15 plays. I mean, you can't knock that with a stick. You know what I'm saying? Goal line situations, you can throw the football. You can run the football. You're not going to get better opportunities than that in any other place. You know, so, for people, and also for people that's talking about, well, if Jameis was so good, then why did Taysom start over Jameis? Look, I want people to understand that Sean Payton made a gentleman's agreement with Taysom Hill in the offseason before Jameis Winston even got there. He made a gentleman's agreement when Taysom Hill was up for a new contract. He said to Taysom, if the opportunity presents itself, if Drew goes down like he did last year, we gave Teddy an opportunity, we are going to give you an opportunity to start. That was Sean Payton being a man of his word and giving Taysom Hill an opportunity to be a starting quarterback. Okay, that was his word. It had absolutely nothing to do with Jameis Winston. Okay, I guarantee you, if Jameis Winston had an off-season, training camp, and everything else that came with it, and we weren't worried about COVID-19, and Sean Payton did not give his word to Taysom Hill, then Taysom Hill would go back to his Swiss Army knife role, and Jameis Winston would be the backup. That is the only reason why Taysom Hill started over Jameis Winston. Oh, but what about when he came in for the San Francisco game? Well, Sean Payton had that covered as well. He told Taysom that if Drew goes down in a real game situation, then Jameis is going to come in and play backup, because most likely the game is going to be designed for the plays that we scripted for you and the plays we scripted for Drew. So to avoid getting away from the plays that we scripted from you, we are going to allow Jameis to come into the game. I hate to be the bearer of bad news for all these people that just thought that Taysom was doing so much better than Jameis, but that's a fact. If anything, I think we should have a newfound respect for Sean Payton, that even though he has a guy that is better at the quarterback position than Jameis, he was willing to sacrifice that in order to be a man of his word to put Taysom on the field. So, fact is, Jameis is going to be with the Saints. I do not believe that the New Orleans Saints signed Jameis to a one-year deal just for him to be a one-and-done quarterback. They are invested in this guy. They believe in this guy. Sean Payton is giddy about this guy. And if we want to talk about the scenarios like we did last time about drafting a quarterback or trying to sign another quarterback, then look, it is absolutely ridiculous, okay? And for all of my Deshaun Watson people out there, okay? All my Deshaun Watson people out there talking about the Saints need to give up the house, the cars, the kids, and the dog for Deshaun Watson. I would have to say, once again, what weed are you smoking? What crack are you sniffing? Okay? You on one hand want to get in the inbox and want to make a debate on every Saints social media platform about how the Saints dealing with salary cap issues. Oh, we gotta protect the cap. We gotta do something about the salary cap. We gotta take care of the salary cap. And then turn around and say the Saints want Deshaun Watson, who has signed the second largest contract in NFL history outside of Patrick Mahomes. Somebody please tell me how you're going to perform that magic trick. Chris Angel, David Copperfield. Please tell me how you're going to do that. Because some of you need to hear this stuff. You need to hear how ridiculous this sounds. Deshaun Watson is an incredible talent, but understand what you would have to give up in order for you to get Deshaun Watson. Now think about this. What Deshaun Watson about? 25, 26 years old, if I'm not mistaken, probably even 24. So look at what the Rams just did. The Rams gave up a third round and 2 first round picks for the next 2 years to acquire Matthew Stafford. What in the hell do you think that you're going to have to give up in order for you to get Deshaun Watson? If the Rams giving up 2, if the Rams are giving up 2, imagine what you're going to have to give up for a 25-year-old quarterback. Unbelievable, man. You might have to give up some of your top players. Alvin Kamara might even have to be in the equation. You know what I'm saying? Like, you would have to really, truly give up some stuff in order for you to get Deshaun Watson. So, once again, miss me with that foolishness, man, and really think about this. If you want Deshaun Watson to play for the Saints, I encourage everybody to buy Madden 21. It's available right now. You can download it, or you can go to your local Walmart or your Target and buy it. And you can put Deshaun Watson on the Saints team, and you can live out your fantasies. But in reality, where we're living, you're not going to be able to get Deshaun Watson. That's just a fact. Okay, that's just a fact right there. It is not going to happen. What we need to be doing is focusing on the future. And to me, I just feel like what the New Orleans Saints have done is they have gotten Jameis Winston into the system. They got him a full year. They got him a full year under his belt. They got him learning and developing. They understanding his tendencies. And I feel like Sean Payton believes that he has a steal because he feels like he can resurrect the career of Jameis Winston. And Jameis Winston has took everything in stride. So you don't have to like Jameis Winston. Quite frankly, I don't care. But I do feel like this guy deserves a chance and an opportunity. It's not like he just so horrible to a point where you cannot salvage this guy's career. Because if you look at what Drew Brees did in San Diego before he got to New Orleans and what Jameis did in Tampa before he got to the Saints, well, you know, like they're basically identical statistically. So how is it that we give Drew Brees a chance, which if we go back to 2006, I'm pretty sure if we had a social media platform and it was as strong as it is now versus how it was in 2006 at the beginning, I'm pretty sure that a lot of people out there that probably would have been whining and boo-hooing about the Saints bringing in a 6 foot tall, 209-pound quarterback with a bum arm. So we're so quick to say no. We're quick to say that, right? And we quick to look at what somebody did in their past, and we look at them and we think that that's just the whole story of how the story is written about the person. And all of a sudden, you know what I'm saying, this person didn't have success here. But I encourage everybody to pay attention to the circumstances. Some of you probably believe that a player is supposed to be good through, you know what I'm saying, like beyond his circumstance, right? But what happens when you don't have a coach that believes in you? What happens when a coach is so stubborn that he doesn't even sit down and see what you can do best? What happens when you have a coordinator that's like a revolving door, one coordinator after another? How is anybody supposed to succeed in that type of environment? See, we in the Who Dat Nation and we as sports fans sometimes, we become prisoners of our own team's success. And we look at that and we put it up against other teams. For example, the Saints have had Drew Brees for the past 15 years. 15 years of successful quarterback play. You also had the same coach for the past 15 years in Sean Payton. That is the same exact coaching staff. That is the same exact 1-2 punch for the past 15 years. And these guys have been rolling. But what happens when you deal with a situation like Alex Smith did out in San Francisco, having 7 offensive coordinators in 7 different seasons? What happens then? What happens when you have a situation like a Matthew Stafford who had head coach after head coach, regime after regime? What happens with that? What happens when you're dealing with somebody like out in Tampa where you had head coach after head coach, coordinator after coordinator? What happens then? See, we pay attention to only what's going on in a Who Dat Nation, and we don't look at the fact that we are spoiled by what we have seen from head coach and quarterback. All situations don't happen like that. Sometimes it takes a person to leave where they at and go to another place to generate success. Don't believe me? Ask Ryan Tannehill. Everybody remember Ryan Tannehill out in Miami, right? Ryan Tannehill looked like he was on his way out of the NFL. He signs with the Tennessee Titans. Now he's a formidable quarterback. Now he's out there helping the Tennessee Titans win games. So miss me with that foolishness about a guy cannot resurrect his career in another place. Please. And we need to stop doing that, man. Like I said, if you've been a Saints fan since 2006, all you can remember is success. All you remember is the same coach, same quarterback, and that's it. That's all you remember. And if you don't remember anything before 2006, then I encourage you to go and look. You ain't got to look at video. Just go back and do some research about how head coaches were a revolving door. Defensive coordinator, offensive coordinator, New Orleans Saints were a revolving door. So please understand that we're being pacified by great quarterback play. We're being pacified by great coaching. Just want you all to understand that and put that in perspective for not only just Saints fans that are checking this out on the State of the Saints, but also to some of those other successful teams out there that may be watching this, like the Patriots, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're the Patriots, you think that Bill Belichick was going to be able to weather the storm, right? You know what I'm saying? When Brady leaves. You know, like, or you know what I'm saying? You're looking at, I don't know, you're looking at Mike Tomlin. Like, sometimes you get spoiled because you like, well, we need to do this, we need to do that. Why we ain't doing this? Why we ain't doing that? It's because we're looking at it from only one eyes, right? And that is the eyes of success when it comes to our favorite teams. And if you're a follower of, you know, that's a Detroit Lions fan or a Denver Broncos fan or Miami Dolphins fans, like, you understand that it's not always that simple, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, you're changing coordinators, you're changing coaches every single year. So let's put this into perspective, okay? All right. Exactly. Winston is in a better situation. Exactly. It's about the situation. It's about the situation, folks. You know, like, that's in life, right? You know, no disrespect to my high school, but I went to George Washington Carver High School, man. It wasn't the best high school in the world. You know, like, and you're only able to do so much there, right? You're only able to do so much. You only have like so many resources. But then, you know what I'm saying, I had friends that, you know, through the Upward Bound program I was in at the University of New Orleans. I mean, they went to Ben Franklin High School. For them, some of you probably know what I'm talking about. Ben Franklin sits like right next to UNO. I mean, it was like a, you know what I'm saying, a real upscale magnet school, had great resources. Shouts out to my friend Becky, you know what I'm saying? I went to JSU with her. She went to Ben Franklin. But, you know what I'm saying, they had resources, man. They were able to do all these different things that we couldn't do at Carver to help those high schoolers elevate, you know what I'm saying, when it comes to testing, when it comes to like getting into schools, when it comes to like field trips in order for you to make decisions. We didn't have that, right? We didn't have those resources, you know what I'm saying? But just imagine if George Washington Carver High School could be ran like Benjamin Franklin. Then you'll probably see more people coming up out of Carver, you know what I'm saying, going to some of these bigger name schools that are excelling in testing, all that kind of stuff like that. It's about your circumstances. It's about where you're at. It's about the opportunities that present itself. And you look at Matthew Stafford, who has an opportunity to go out to Los Angeles to be around a team where he just doesn't have to be the guy. He has pieces around him to succeed. He has Cam Akers. He has, you know what I'm saying, he has Cooper Kupp. I mean, you got all these different guys around you defensively. You got Jalen Ramsey, Aaron Donald. You got Floyd. You know what I'm saying? You got all these different pieces around you that if it may not possibly be your day on that Sunday, these guys can pick up the pieces. It's about where you're at, folks. It's about the opportunity that present itself. And when we talk about Jameis Winston, it could be the same situation because now you can lean on the running game. You can check it down. You know what I'm saying? You can hand the ball off to Latavius Murray, Alvin Kamara. You can throw the ball downfield to Emmanuel Sanders, who has short hands. You can throw it, you know what I'm saying, a deep post or that quick slant to Michael Thomas. You can do those things, you know what I'm saying? And you have success around you. And you also have a defense that's formidable, that can get you back to football. when you do make a mistake. So it's about your circumstances, folks. It's not always look. Sometimes it's not always about the introduction. Sometimes you got to read the entire book, right? In order for you to start saying, man, this is pretty good. It's a roller coaster ride I couldn't put down. Like it has to be one of those situations. Don't just look at the book cover. Don't just look at the first page and say, boring. Like, take a look at the book. Read the words and see if it's your acquired taste or not. So that's the way I look at it. Jameis might be the future, but that's a bad future. How do you know that for sure? How do you know that for sure? Like I said, we have a tendency of putting together and putting, taking one season, a few, seasons, and we apply that to a guy's entire body of work. We don't know that for sure. Like I said, you got to look at the circumstance. We're all think about this in life, right? Let's just think about some of the decisions that we made in life. Some of our decisions might not have been good. Now, imagine if for the rest of our lives, a person says, well, that person ain't never going to be nothing. Or, like, let's just say, for example, you've been in 3 relationships, 2 relationships ended badly. Would it be, but the second relationship, you turned a corner. Would it be right for the person that you were going to be in a relationship for the 3rd time say, oh, man, you're a screw up. I don't want to be with you. You know what I'm saying? You ain't never going to get it together. But in your heart, you're like, okay, I can get it together. Like we don't want this to be done in our own lives. We don't want this to be done. Well, some of us really don't care. You know what I'm saying? We just automatically just write the book on a person first moment. You know what I'm saying? First time we lay eyes on them, we ready to read a person. But I don't feel like life needs to be that way. I just feel like people just need to be given opportunities. Because, like I said, if we would apply it to our own lives and the mistakes that we made, would we want people to judge us based on one bad moment in our lives? I wouldn't. And you know what I'm saying? I don't think he played enough or had a better circumstance than he would have right now. That's just me. That's just me, man. So I think you should start Jameis and still use Taysom for the swaggy plays. I agree with that, John T. I agree with that. I agree. Like I said, Taysom is never going to have an opportunity like he has right now going to another team. They're not going to put him on the field as much, and he's not going to be as featured as much in any offensive system outside of the New Orleans Saints. They're not going to use him that way. They're just not. If I was him, you know what I'm saying, I would be happy in my role. I would be comfortable. And like I said, you can always be on the team. You can always kind of bounce back from being a tight end, special teams, and being a quarterback. And in case somebody go down, you can come in and fill in. I mean, Taysom right now, to me, can have a good, 9-10 more years, in the NFL, being and doing what he's doing right now. What kind of contract will the Saints have to give Jameis? Will they have to overpay him? No, I don't think they will have to overpay him, Brandon. I mean, you probably can give him about a 2-year, $40 million contract. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that'd be suffice. You know what I'm saying? Like, when you look at the quarterback market, you look at it's supposed to, it's getting up there, $40 million, you know what I'm saying, for a top quarterback. I think about $20 million would be suffice for a 2-year deal. Or if you like, okay, we want you to prove it to us, James. You know what I'm saying? Go out here. We're going to give you a 1 year, 1 year, $18 million, $19 million contract. Okay, you go out there, you perform, see what you can do, and then we can come back to the table then. That's what I would do. But, no more than 2 years. I would say 2 years, $40 million, okay? Maybe like $30 million guaranteed and, $10 million, worth of incentives or something like that. I would say something like that. That would be a contract that I would give James, that I would offer him. We criticized Jameis for his interception, yet it was Breeze's interception that cost us the game of games. Give Winston the chance. Yeah, thank you very much for the $5, Tim. Look, I'm not going tit for tat. I'm not saying that we need to give Jameis a better chance than Drew. Drew has proven to us as Saints fans that he can carry the load. Drew has proven to us that he is an all-time great quarterback. And I get it. You know what I'm saying? Anytime a player is coming in after a successful quarterback, you know, they say it's better to be the man after the man instead of being being a man after the man after the man instead of being a man after the man. You know what I'm saying? Like, you coming in being a successor to an elite quarterback is tough. But the person that comes in after that successor, you know, now you're only being compared to that successor. So it's tough, you know, because anything that Jameis does, we're going to be like, well, Drew didn't do that. Well, Drew would have made that play, or Drew would have threw that ball down the field, or Drew would have scored on that play, or Drew would have seen that wide open pass. You know, like, so he already has that going, you know, against him. But I just put it like this, man. Anybody that comes in, I think we need to give them a chance. I don't care if it's Jameis or not. You want to give your quarterback a chance and understand that everybody can't beat Drew, and everybody can't be Matthew Stafford, and everybody can't be Peyton Manning, and everybody can't be Tom Brady. So if you're comparing those guys to those elite quarterbacks, then I just feel like you're being unfair to those people because, quite frankly, they're not them. Winston minimum is 20 million in New Orleans or anywhere. Yep. Well, 20 million would be suffice to me. Like I said, 2 years, $40 million, 30 million guaranteed. Give it that. I think that'll be okay. I think that's a fair contract. You know, it's more like prove it to me type. You know, he goes out there and he performs, then we can go back to the negotiating table. But if you go out there and you lay an egg, then nah. You know, maybe we can move on. If you haven't seen Winston interview with Vic, I encourage y'all to check it out. Yeah, I saw it. You know, I saw what he was talking about with Michael Vick, and you know, in a lot of ways, you know, like their careers kind of parallel. You know, like they're kind of similar. You know, Vic a little. You know, we all know Vic issues. You know, spending 2 years in prison. But besides that, you know what I'm saying, they both were first pick overall. They both went to an organization and were asked to put that organization on their back. Both of those guys could not, you know, handle the load. But, you know, Michael Vick was able to resurrect his career in Philadelphia. And maybe Jameis can be able to resurrect his career in New Orleans. I mean, I just think that this is the right place for Jameis. And I know something about people from New Orleans. You know, if you start winning or you start doing something, you know, like that's special, they're going to get behind you. They're going to rally behind you. Because I remember when Teddy Bridgewater wasn't as celebrated as he is in New Orleans now. You know, like I remember when people were like raising their eyebrows, including myself, you know. But when he went out there and he started balling out, I mean, he had everybody chanting Teddy. You know what I'm saying? He had everybody, like, you know what I'm saying, rooting for him, how down to earth he was. And everybody was hoping that he was successful. So, you know, I mean, you go out there and you start winning. I mean, come on, man. You in the heart of the land of the crawfish, man. We talking about crab legs. You'll have a whole crab leg named after you. You know what I'm saying? At every seafood spot, right? The Jameis Winston crab legs will be sold everywhere throughout New Orleans. I guarantee you right now, if this guy goes out here and he resurrects his career, Jameis Winston wouldn't have to worry about running and walking out in no store with the crab legs. They'll be handing them to him on every corner, okay? He'll have the very own Jameis Winston crab legs. But can we talk about the irony of that, though? Okay, Jameis Winston known for stealing crab legs, and he comes to the city with a football team that is known for seafood like crab legs. I mean, you can't make this kind of stuff up, man. You talking about full circle. Let's see what Jameis can do this season from the UK. Yeah, I agree. Let's see what he can do. Let's see what he can do this season. That would be awesome. I want to give a guy a chance. I want to give him a chance. Taysom will never be a starting quarterback. He's a gadget player. Kendall, I won't say he can't be a starting quarterback. I mean, if somebody goes down, he can start. But I'm just talking about week in, week out. I can't see it, man. I can't see it. I can't see Taysom Hill leading no team to no Super Bowl, leading them to the playoffs. I can't. I can see him like, oh, your quarterback go down. Taysom come in and win 3 games for you. I can see that. who are we letting go and who are we drafting? Well, to me, Shavandra, I just feel like, to me, I know Mickey Loomis said that he's gonna try to keep Trey Hendrickson. He want to work on that. But man, I'm keeping Marcus Williams over Trey Hendrickson. I just am. You know what I'm saying? Like Trey Hendrickson had 1 year of good production. You know what I'm saying? I'm wondering if I'm gonna see that consistently. Marcus Williams, to me, has been pretty consistent at his position. You know, like I just feel like he's even played better this season. You know what I'm saying? He's become a better tackler. He has good ball skills. I'm trying to sign him back. I'm also trying to keep Ramczyk and Lattimore. Those are your guys that can be a cornerstone players. Those are the guys that I'm keeping. You know what I'm saying? I'm allowing Trey Hendrickson to go. You know what I'm saying? I'm allowing him to go to the Jets or the Jacksonville Jaguars or whoever who has a whole bunch of money. And I'm rolling with Marcus Williams. And you know what I'm saying? I'm looking in the draft or I'm looking in free agency at a guy that's a pass rush that got some promise. And then I'm trying to develop somebody like Carl Granderson. That's what I'm trying to do. And hopefully that Marcus Davenport can finally step up. I mean, if not, you got Carl Granderson right there going into year 3. So he's been playing. He played pretty good this season. That's what I'm doing. As far as the NFL draft, look, I'm going with the cornerback in the first round. I feel like the Saints need to get themselves another cornerback that can, play inside and outside. I'm also looking at a linebacker that's young, that's scrappy, the guy that can actually, protect, also be able to stop tight ends and running backs. And, I'm looking at a quarterback probably in some later rounds, maybe like the 3rd round or something like that. The Saints got 2 3rd-round picks. I'm looking at a quarterback. Then you get yourself a young quarterback that can be in a quarterback room alongside Jameis and Taysom. And, that's the way I would go. And I'll also try to pick up a diamond in the rough offensive lineman as well. I think the Saints need some depth on the offensive line. A scrappy, gritty, nasty offensive lineman is what the Saints are missing. Okay. That's just the way I look at it. Jenkins a bum. He can't cover some leftover food. You're talking about what Jenkins are we talking about here? What Jenkins are we referring to? We need to sign Lattimore to a 6 or 7 year deal. I think he probably gonna get like a 4 or 5 year deal. Saints need another safety. I think the safety player of the Saints been pretty doggone good. We have to trust Sean Payton's plan. He chose Winston, and he's has hidden him for a reason. He came out of nowhere and threw a bomb touchdown pass to Smith. Sean Payton knows what he's looking for. He sees what we don't. Basically, Casey, I mean, that's in a nutshell. Sean Payton can see things that we don't see. They're around these guys. They know how hard these guys work. They see these guys in the film room. They see their work ethic, and we only see what was presented to us at the particular time, and we evaluate it as such. But I mean, I trust it. I trust it. You don't know nothing about Jameis Winston. You better look at Florida State video on YouTube because Jameis has a better and stronger arm than Taysom Hill. Anybody that's trying to lobby and say that Taysom Hill is better than Jameis Winston, once again, the narrative and of this show has been, what weed are you smoking? What crack are you sniffing? Like, Taysom Hill is not better than Jameis Winston. Like, you need to go ahead and completely suspend yourself from talking football for the rest of your life if you believe that Jameis Winston is not a better and has more skills and has better intangibles than Taysom Hill. If you believe that, then once again, I mean, I wonder what you smoking. Like, the only thing that most of you have, oh, he tough. You seen when he dropped that shoulder on somebody? Like, honestly, think about this. I want people to really help me out here. Help me out. Like, okay, you know what I'm saying? Let's just break this down, all right? When have you seen Taysom Hill make a throw and you was like, man, only a few players in the league can make that throw? When have you seen Taysom Hill throw, you know what I'm saying, throw somebody open? When have you seen Taysom Hill make a throw you like, man, that was some good, come on, man, give me a break. Taysom Hill is a good football player. Can he throw the football down the field? Yes. Consistently? Can he consistently put up 300 yards, 4 touchdown games? Hells to the no. Can Taysom Hill duel it out with some of the best quarterbacks in the league? Hell to the no. If you had to go up against Patrick Mahomes right now, if you had to go up against Matthew Stafford when he goes to the Rams, if you had to go up against, I don't know, Tom Brady and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers with Taysom Hill, do you confidently believe that Taysom Hill can go toe-to-toe and duel it out with some of the best quarterbacks in the National Football League? Somebody, please tell me if you think that. If you think that Taysom Hill can go toe-to-toe with the elite of the elite that can keep the Saints in the game, you crazy. Like complete, like just take your armchair GM badge off, take it off your chest, put it on the table, and say, I relinquish all of my GM couch duties, you know what I'm saying, from this day forward, because you have got to be kidding me if you think that Taysom Hill is better than Jameis Winston. You got to be kidding. And I'm not saying that Taysom is bad. You have got to be kidding me. Just completely stop talking about football. Like, please. Like, I'm dead serious. Like, I am, like, people know I'm not this type of person, but I'm telling you, you don't know what the hell you talking about. Okay? If Sean Payton is telling you that, you know what I'm saying, he likes, you know what I'm saying, Jameis Winston upside. If he's telling you that he believes that he wants Jameis Winston to be here next year, if he's telling you that Taysom Hill is lining people up backwards, and he's telling you about late throws, and he's telling you about him holding on to the football, if the head coach of the team that you love is telling you one thing, and you refuse to listen to the guy who is creating the offense, that is putting the game plans together, then God dog it, you must think that you're smarter than him, and you're not. Okay? I'm telling you what has been said by Saints, personnel, organization members, and teammates. Do you think that there would have been, do you think there would have been mutiny if Sean Payton went to the locker room and said, okay, look, guys, we're going to start Taysom this week. Drew won't be able to play. Okay, we're going to start Taysom over Jameis. Now, these guys are pretty smart. Okay, they're pretty smart at their positions. They're pretty good at what they do. Do you think that these football players don't believe or don't understand that Jameis is better than Taysom? You had guys in the locker room that were really upset at Sean Payton for making this decision. They felt like he was not putting the best quarterback on the field. But here come the Taysom Hill apologists and sympathizers. Man, all he needs is a shot. Oh, he like in his rookie season. Look, I'm telling you, bro, the players on this team, the head coach, all believe that Jameis is better than Taysom. Your word don't mean ish. Period. I'm telling you, your word means nothing. This is coming from the team and the coach. And yet y'all still up here trying to put a thesis statement together for Taysom Hill. You're looking really stupid right now. Really, you're looking ridiculous. Ridiculous. I'm just being real. You're looking ridiculous. And some of y'all need to hear that. Like that's like, you know, that's like somebody telling you about your relationship. Well, y'all, you know what I'm saying? I know y'all ain't happy. I know y'all ain't happy. I see y'all smiling, y'all taking pictures together, y'all on a boat cruise and y'all taking trips, but y'all ain't happy. How the hell do you know? How the hell you know? Are you in the bedroom? Are you in a house? Are you here with us while we're talking about our plans? How the hell do you know? When somebody is telling you, like, it's one thing to make assumptions. That's fine. But when it comes out and they're telling you what it is and you don't believe it, then that's on you. That is on you. And I am telling you, who that nation, sports fans across the country that are investing in stories like this, Jameis Winston is the likely choice to be the starting quarterback of the New Orleans Saints next season. So please, I'm telling you, anything else, in the words of Charles Barkley, would be uncivilized. Okay, I'm just being real with y'all right now. The coach also said the replacement for Drew Brees was already in the locker room before Winston came to. The coach said. He also I never heard him say that words exactly, Dank. So I understand that you try to be devil's advocate or whatever like that, but a lot of the stuff, bro, like not the stuff. I'm sorry, bro, you be way out in left field with, man. I totally 100% don't agree with what you be talking about. All I know is this. All right, all I know is this, man. Jameis Winston, Sean Payton went on Steve White's show. He went on Jim Trotter's show. And this man rant and raved about Jameis Winston. This man rant and raved about Jameis Winston. And here's the thing. This is what you need to understand also. If Sean Payton was to say that, if he was to say that the next quarterback is in the locker room, he may honestly believe that. But you want to know one thing that always seems to negate plans in the National Football League? Money. Money. You can actually believe, like, look, you can want to go to Cancun all day. It can be a bucket list. You can say, man, there's nothing I'd rather do than to go to Cancun. Bump Hawaii, bump going to Santa Monica Beach. I want to go to Cancun. But what about the money? Can I afford to go to Cancun? Well, it's my bucket list. I want it to happen, but I don't have the money. When he probably said that, in which I don't think that he did, but if he did, Teddy Bridgewater's job was to sit on the bench and watch Drew Brees. It was never designed for Teddy Bridgewater to play. When Teddy Bridgewater played, he played himself out of New Orleans. Understand that. So he probably could feel that way. But at the same time, if Drew wasn't in a plan, Drew was supposed to retire and I was supposed to step up, or now, you know what I'm saying, the situation has changed because this team is offering me a starting job and more money, then all plans are off. They're off, man. Jameis Winston did not play. This is Sean Payton learning his lesson. This is Sean Payton learning his lesson about what happened last season. He learned that by exposing and showing Teddy Bridgewater to the world, that he allowed him to play himself out of New Orleans, and the plans of being the successor to Drew Brees have been canceled. Jameis Winston being on the sidelines was a calculated plan to me by Sean Payton to make sure that eyes did not see Jameis Winston playing at a high level, playing well, and he ends up having history repeat itself. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. Why would you continuously do things the same way and expect things to change? Teddy Bridgewater was never, ever designed to be on the field. He was not. He was not. He was never designed to play on the field. We had an Iron Man and Drew Brees who never missed games. And then all of a sudden, Teddy Bridgewater comes in and plays mop-up duty for 5 games and plays his way out in New Orleans. So why in the world would Sean Payton, and I'm pretty sure if you ask Sean Payton who he feels like has the better upside out of Jameis and Teddy, he probably would choose Jameis. So what are the chances of this, man? What are the chances of you striking lightning in a bottle twice like this? Guys that have promise fall into your lap. The first time you let it go, why would you let it go the second time? Why would you let it go? Teddy was not the guy either. He's very average quarterback and got exposed and probably will get cut too. Once again, that's about I said this at the beginning of the show. It's about where you are. It's about where you at. And I know what somebody's going to say. Well, they run the same offense as the Saints. Well, Joe Brady, as much as he tries to replicate the Saints offense, he's not Sean Payton. He's not. You know what I'm saying? Sean Payton is one person. Joe Brady is another person. So just because you have success in one place, one coach will be able to focus and pay attention to the little nuances. Just because you are a protege or you was in a room or you was in a corner with a notepad, don't mean that you're going to do the same thing these coaches do. There's a reason why these coaches have coaching trees that are not successful. There's a reason why you have Belichick coaching tree guys learn under Bill Belichick, go other places, and they cannot coach. So just because a guy goes somewhere where the offense is identical, don't mean that they're going to run it the same way. You know, you got to take into account these guys are great coaches for a reason. There's a reason why you look at people like Bill Walsh and you look at him as being a great coach, Don Shula, right? Because they stand out. Guys can't do what these guys have done. They have solidified and etched themselves in the sands of history because of the way that they coach and how successful they perform. So for us to say, oh, well, it didn't work for them in one place, well, maybe that just wasn't the right coach, or maybe it was just not the right situation. So Joe Brady had a gold mine at LSU. Exactly. An embarrassment of riches. Great, you know what I'm saying? Great quarterback, great wide receivers. I mean, it just goes to show you like where you are, the pieces that are around you, the circumstances, they benefit you. Carolina don't have the team. We have that part of why Teddy hasn't played well there. I would have to look at his stats. I don't think he had a horrible year. Bridgewater 28. This year, Peyton says the air is in the building. Teddy is 28. TJ, seriously, how can we afford Winston? Bruh, please explain to me how we can afford Winston and also pay the core. We can. All you gotta do is just switch around some contracts, put money up front. You know what I'm saying? Put money up front. You know what I'm saying? Like, bring a lot of these guys guaranteed money, restructure these deals, and you can keep them. How many times have we seen this before? It's not like you're asking for $40 million here. You know, it's not like you're asking for $40 million. You're not. You're not asking for $40 million. You're not asking for, you know what I'm saying, a $500 million deal. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're not asking for anything like that. And also, you can also negotiate with him right now to say this is a prove it year, you know, to go out there and prove that you can play. So, and I'm pretty sure the Saints can work some things out. I've seen this before. We've seen this on several occasions. You know, we talk about this all the time, man. We discuss these type of things all the time within the Who Dat Nation. How the Saints are going to be able to manage their salary cap, and then all of a sudden, not only do they manage their salary cap, but they come through and they get free agents that help with the team and help them, you know, handle up on their business and get where they need to be. That's not even in my thought process right now. The Saints always have a tendency of keeping who they want to keep and letting go who they want to let go. Saints $77 million over the cap, but cuts coming soon. Yeah, $77 million over the cap. But like I said, I've seen the Saints, like I said, they have been in cap hell several times, and they always seem to work it out. So you're the best YouTuber so far, bro. I appreciate that. GG Game Over. I appreciate that. Thank you, man, for checking out the podcast. State of the Saints and State of the Game. Carolina is a terrible football team. I don't want to say they're a terrible football team. They're in rebuilding mode, man. You got yourself a new head coach. You got yourself a new front office. You got a lot of young players that these guys are going to have to learn together. You know what I'm saying? It's not like how it was in 2017 where the Saints were basically rebuilding, but, you know, you had yourself a veteran head coach that was able to help these guys out on both sides with Dennis Allen on the defense and Sean Payton on the offense. So you had the right coaches in place in order for you to develop. Now what you have with Matt Rule, I mean, he's a rookie coach himself, you know, coaching a lot of young talent. So these guys got a lot of promise, man. They just got to learn how to play together. And the more they play together, the better they will become, but I think they got the tools to do it. Just going to have to come with some growing pains, that happens from time to time. I've been telling everyone Jameis is going to be the best choice at the best price for us. All of them other quarterbacks are too rich for my blood. Yeah, Aaron, I just feel like we just so quick to dismiss Jameis Winston. Like, we haven't seen this guy with a running game, an offensive line, and a good defense. And you know what I'm saying? Like I said, just call me naive, but I'm not judging a person off one bad year. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just not. This guy never threw 30 interceptions before. You know what I'm saying? I understand that's a huge number. I get it. But I also understand that if you are running a Bruce Arians offense, everywhere that Bruce Arians is winning, every quarterback that he's had running his system has had a huge amount of interceptions, including Tom Brady. It wasn't until Bruce Arians decided to, put his ego to the side and go talk to Tom, and it basically started running some New England Patriot offensive plays, did they really just start to be successful? Right after that bye week, you seen the Tampa Bay Buccaneers kind of shift and really, started to bring in some of the New England Patriot type offensive play calls that made things comfortable for Tom. So Bruce Arians, everywhere he went, Carson Palmer, Ben Roethlisberger, Peyton Manning, everywhere he went, quarterbacks always had a huge number of interceptions. So I don't see Jameis Winston doing that, because me personally, I don't think that Sean Payton will allow that to happen. Because Sean Payton goes into a quarterback room and asks a guy, what do you feel like you do best, right? You know what I'm saying? He puts it down and he tries to scheme around that, right? We seen it done when Taysom Hill was the starting quarterback. We seen it done when Teddy Bridgewater was the starting quarterback. We seen it when McNow, was the quarterback. Josh McCown. We seen, or was it Luke? I don't know. Josh McCown, Luke McCown. They are all the same to me. But anyway, like even when he had that one start versus the Carolina Panthers back in the day. So I just feel like, it depends on the circumstances, the right coaching, coach willing to kind of put his pride and his ego to the side and say, this is what's for the betterment of the team. Keen Arthur, thank you very much for the $5. Says, TJ, you have a lot of trolls in here who know nothing about football and are apparently random Bucs fans who haven't shown their face for 15 years. Oh, I haven't been paying attention today. And this is the state of the Saints and the state of the game. So you have people that are watching from both sides right now. So the State of the Game podcast available right now. Please subscribe to the channel for those that are watching on the State of the Saints. So you have people that's a part of the State of the Game podcast are watching that, where we talk about all different types of, sports over there, also State of the Saints. So getting a combination of that. But thank you very much for the $5, Keen Arthur. Bucs fans creeping. Well, I appreciate them, man. I appreciate the Bucs fan. I know they're excited right now. Next week they playing in the Super Bowl. Hopefully they can get it done against a Kansas City Chiefs team that seems like, they're out there balling, doing their thing. So it's going to be very interesting. I know the NFL is excited about it. I know they're looking forward to a high-scoring game, So Bucs fans fake. I never knew a Bucs fan before this year. TJ, why does the Who Dat Nation assume we're going to be bad for the next 3 years? Drew was not the end-all, be-all. Do y'all realize how much talent is on this team? We're not the Cleveland Browns. Look, I've said that before, Keen Arthur. But those are people who just, all they see is Drew, and they haven't seen the development of this team. You know what I'm saying? They haven't seen the development and the growth of this team. And they haven't seen that this team is way more than Drew Brees, you know what I'm saying, which I'm happy to see. So I'm really excited about that, no doubt about it. We're going to take a few more, then we're going to get up out of here. Mighty Mouse, thank you very much for the $5. Says, I think a 2-year, $16 million contract would be fair, like what he did for Taysom. Well, I think they're gonna give him a little bit more money because he's going to be a starter. Taysom, I think they already had him prepared to be a backup, so I don't see him getting that type of money. But I'm about to go ahead and get up out of here, man. Thank y'all so much for checking out the State of the Saints and the State of the Game podcast. And once again, subscribe to the State of the Game podcast, youtube.com, search The State of the Game. Also, facebook.com, search The State of the Game podcast, and also the State of the Saints podcast. Subscribe as well on youtube.com, search State of the Saints, facebook.com, search State of the Saints. Thank you all so much. And all my wrestling fans out there, check out TJ Knows Wrestling. I did a podcast with my nephew on yesterday, breaking down the Royal Rumble predictions and what I feel like that's going to be. He was really excited about it. He hit me up earlier in the week and he was like, Uncle, can we do a podcast on the Royal Rumble? So I was like, man, okay. You know what I'm saying? I never want to disappoint him. He was really nervous on the show, you know what I'm saying? But he nevertheless, he got through it. And I'm real proud of him, man. You know, so check it out. TJ Knows Wrestling Podcast. We profile different pro wrestlers every single week. But this was a special occasion. So check it out. Subscribe to that channel as well. Thank you all so much. Really do appreciate your time. Like always, if you're watching on the State of the Saints, all I got to say is who that? For all those watching on the State of the Game podcast, all I got to say is